Hey, it's David Pingree. Thanks for watching Racer X Dialed In. We're out here at Kaweah Creek today. Just got finished on our first ride on the 2016 KTM 450. And we're going to try to get you some settings and some going in the right direction to make your new KTM 450 just working right and getting the thing really dialed in. The first thing that we did is try to set some sag. You know, they're recommending 110 on all of their models, 110 millimeters. So for me, I was having trouble getting to that number. These springs are a little bit too heavy for me at 170 pounds. So when I tried to get that 110 number, the spring's literally just floating in there. That's obviously an indicator I need to go to a lighter spring. So it's going to be tough for me to get it working exactly the way I want. You know, there's not one spring rate, obviously, that'll work for everybody. So one of the things we had to deal with today, consider that depending on what your weight is. Usually 185 to 200 works pretty well on the 450s. Anything over that, you may need a stiffer spring, and anything under, you may need to look at a lighter one. All right, KTM recommends 110 millimeters of sag on this thing. That's what they have across the board on all their models this year. The settings for the clickers should be 15 out, compression and rebound on the forks, 15 out, compression and rebound on the shock, and all the way in on the high speed and out 2 turns. From there, where I found my best setting today was I went in 2 clicks on the compression, just made it a little bit firmer. I felt like every once in a while it was diving a little too deep into the stroke, so I wanted to just sit a little higher. And on the shock, I went forward, and it actually ended up being a little bit too much. And we did a quarter turn on the high speed, so I would have gone maybe, went 2 clicks back again. So I winded up being 2 clicks stiffer, front and rear on compression, and in a quarter turn on the high speed. And I was pretty comfortable. You know, it has a nice firm feeling. I feel like I still can get a little bit too much feedback on some of the sharp, small chop, but I think a lot of that is just spring rate. If I can go to the right spring rate, I can get it to do both things the way it should. You know, I can get that nice plush feel that I want on the little stuff, but have the compression settings right where I'm not blowing all the way through on the big landing. So I think for me to be at 100%, I need the right spring rate, obviously. But this is a pretty good setting. I could go out and have a good time on this the way it is right now. So I would recommend starting there. As far as the engine goes, not a lot to do to this motorcycle. There is so much torque and horsepower. It's spread out really over a broad range, so this makes everybody happy. You know, whether you're a fast pro rider, a vet guy, or a beginning rider, this thing will work great. There is a setting for the mapping here that has an aggressive setting and a standard setting, and unless you are intermediate expert rider, I would say you're going to probably like the standard setting better. It's just a little bit more user-friendly, not quite as much power. You know, it doesn't come on as abruptly. So definitely play with that if you're new to the sport, older, don't want to break a hip, that type of thing. Past that, as far as gearing goes, I think you just leave this thing standard. You know, some of the other bikes we talked about dropping down some teeth or coming up one. It's not really necessary. This bike has a good enough power plant that this gearing works great for anything, no matter how you're going to use it. Maybe if you're in real tight trails or something, but then I don't know. I still think stock gearing's fine. So that's great news. Not a lot of work to do on this engine. In terms of some of the other stuff, the clutch and brakes, 100%. I didn't touch them. Completely fine. You do have the option of adjusting your handlebars. You can set them forward or back. They come rubber mounted, which is an awesome feature. Been waiting for that for so long from KTM, and it's a noticeable feel. You know, the whole bike, you don't get any vibration. There's no funny feedback from the engine. We did 12 pounds on our Dunlop tires across the board. Love these tires. Love, you know, right at that pressure setting, they work well. And we didn't have any complaints about that whatsoever. We're really happy with the Odi Lock-On Grips, and stoked that they've got the adjustment here now to take the play out. That's a great feature. There's also the starting device, so if you're going to be using that, play with that and make sure you know how that works. It is a good feature if you're on really tacky dirt or mud or something like that. In certain conditions, it works well. If you're in deep dirt or soft dirt, I don't think it's that big of an advantage, but you definitely want to know how it works, because you know, if you're coming off concrete or just certain conditions, it is an advantage. The brakes, front and rear on this thing, are amazing. No need to even touch them. They work great. They always have. You know, past that, there isn't a lot to say about this bike that we can do to make it better at this point. I mean, it's literally just hop on and go. So, amazing motorcycle. Thank you, KTM. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna go see if I can get some more laps on this thing.